DreamHack Open is brought to you by Corsair, Monster Energy, Nice Cactus, and GGBet.
Alongside the conclusion of Fours versus Godsent, we now have a second semifinals prepped to begin. Who will find themselves on that final stage? Well, it's the question we are left asking ourselves. My name is Connor Scrawny Gervin, and joined by both Mathieu and Potter, we are here to break down what should be a very interesting matchup, because there are still questions over top of Tricked, in my opinion. It's a bit of an unknown quantity, and we talk about that with the 2-0 teams. A bit of an easy way into the Sunday finals, but there are no more easy matches.
I'll put a pin on that easy way, because
Sure.
I do agree that Tricked only played 2 maps going into the semifinal, but dare I say they beat Fury and Force, right? The two
Valid.
kind of big names in there, Force right there waiting in the grand final, probably on the main stage looking at their next opponent. But it is true, we haven't seen much from Tricked, but on the other hand, we've seen a lot of Crazy, but at the same time, I still don't know what to expect. We've seen 6 maps who have looked so different. It's like a painter going crazy and painting anything,
Yes.
and you don't really know what's his style. That's the Crazy situation.
It definitely is, and what's so interesting about both of these squads, both of these teams, is they're very similar in their storylines. We've got Hunden, a tactical genius who doesn't show up so much in the fragging department, but he brings value elsewhere. We've got Emmy on the other side, same storyline, a coach turned full-time player, brings in the value in the tactical aspect of this team. He doesn't necessarily show up in the fragging department. A lot of similar moving pieces for both of these teams, I think.
Yeah, I just want to say, Lenny actually surprised me yesterday.
Right,
He was quite impressive. Now, granted, we have to put that into context. They won 16-2, 16-2 against SJ. Probably a good match to, pad the stats a little bit. We've all had these. But Emmy impressed me. I was critical of him, and he's shown more than I expected, individually at least.
Sure enough. Christina, I would love to hear the 3 reasons you've prepared for us.
Yes, so I've got 3 reasons why I think this series is completely up in the air. And starting off with reason number 1, it is the map pool. I've been speaking about it all weekend long, but Crazy has been coming into these tournaments with just 3 maps strong, maybe that nuke being that 4th potential. We saw glimpses of it yesterday, but really they're just very efficient on only 3 maps. And with reason number 2, too many different variations and versions of the Crazy that we hope to see, but sometimes they do show up and be a little bit lackluster. And with reason number 3, it's the tactical Trick versus the heavy firepower of Crazy. Which 2 sides are going to show up more and which side is going to prevail? It's all up in the air.
Yeah, sure enough. Map pool is something that I think this one really hinges on. So I'm pretty sure we've already got some stuff ready to throw up in there. Let's go, quick, Mathieu.
Well, it is a hard one to say. I would believe that Crazy will remove Overpass, because it is one of their first ban in general, and Tricked have played it twice, they've won it twice, they look to be really pretty much in shape on that map. If I'm Crazy, I won't allow Overpass to go through, right? And then if you're Tricked, there's a question to be asked. Do you remove Vertigo, knowing that this is not a good map for Crazy, but you don't play it? Or do you remove Mirage, which there is a huge difference between how many times they played the map and Crazy played it, and that's a pick for Crazy. So I'm going to see Overpass on one hand, and then Vertigo Mirage on the other.
Well, here are our bans.
Mirage, yes.
Crazy taking out Overpass.
They float Vertigo, I appreciate that.
I'm glad they floated Vertigo as well, because they're actually efficient on Vertigo. We've seen Crazy busting out that Vertigo. They said they've been practicing on it a little bit, but they're not quite there yet. So I'm glad that they did actually float Vertigo here.
Now, when it comes to pick, if I'm Tricked, do I go for Nuke, which is a good map for myself for sure, but then Crazy played it already twice in the tournament. They went through the motions, they made the mistakes, they probably learned from them, they're actualized on their knowledge on Nuke right now, or do I throw a curveball and go on a different route? I don't know. I would pick Nuke if I were Hunden. Now, the pick for Crazy to me is up in the air.
Well, there you have it.
Vertigo.
They Tricked, well, hold on, let me just put on my glasses. So Tricked pick Vertigo.
You want mine?
Yeah, they actually went for the Vertigo pick.
Yes.
This is more than a curveball. It's not even a ball anymore. It's just a curve.
I think that's perfect. We know that Crazy do not play Vertigo. We've been speaking about it all weekend long, that they are at a disadvantage coming into a 3-map series. So Yep, and Nuke as the third map. This veto here works out so in favor of Trick. Crazy are going to have to have something in their back pocket to show that, hey, we've been working on Vertigo, we know exactly how to approach it, and hopefully they've been hustling us all.
Are you sold on that Vertigo pick from Tricked?
I am.
To me, it's either it's at the front line of genius or a gigantic mistake.
It is genius because you know what? They're the 4th Danish team now to come into a tournament and be the first teams to first pick that Vertigo in a series, and it's worked out for all 4 of these teams.
Okay,
in Optic,
can't argue
in
with that
Astralis,
logic.
in Heroic, in Tricked. All 4 of these Danish teams, they're the innovators, man. They know that no one has played Vertigo to perfection yet.
Yep.
They want to be the first team to do it. They want to be the first players to make their mark and be the new Astralis of 2020.
Yeah, sit down, Matsu.
Sorry, I mean, who am I to doubt Hunden in his choice of veto, right?
Listen, we caught up with both these teams before yesterday after the quarterfinals, so let's see what they had to say.
I think we got the experience like that we can play against the best team. We can play against all the tier 2 teams in Europe and also Furia who have been in top 5 this year. So it was really, really nice to beat them, and especially when we could play overpass against them. We were so happy about it.
He's going to hit the shot, doesn't expect the second to be there, and the trade is available for it. Takes that little bit. Vinny knows he's there, but he can't get it. Dead, right? Because you can afford to run them every round and match block opponents. They're always trying to go into this with everything they need.
We try to always focus on the next game. We don't focus about the trophy. We can focus about the trophy when we had the match point in the final. So
The Reed, he tries to bait that shot out and goes down, and the shot's been baited out again. Acorn just gets pumped. Uh-oh, this is kind of all around though. He's not doing monster. Back this team.
good luck.
They look to double back, but Lenny, he's so well played. He sprays down 3, and that's going to be the bomb dropped as well. 28 seconds.
It feels good. Like, we came here with high expectations. My expectations were always to win the tournament. So
By a Molotov, there's so much damage, but no kills are yet to come in. And it's Emmy. Oh, in with get the first man, but that is the only man they get, because Emmy's not missing.
we already have one open trophy from Rotterdam, but 2 is better than 1 always.
Sides, they know that Otto's coming from ramp, and he'll get deleted by Yampi. Reposition to tap on the bomb. The door is open, and the door is...
check it anyway. You think Zombie getting picked though, and Esperanto, it's an absolute killing blow. Come on! Looking out!
I wish Drink good luck, and we will see who is the better one.
I mean, I love the passion, I love the hype, whether it's Hunden with the most like sarcastic good luck, right? Or Neil M just popping off once finally Crazy got a game in their back pocket the way they'd hoped for. They demolished, and I mean demolished, SJ last night. 4 rounds is all they gave up across those 2 maps, and that's something I think they really needed to cement themselves into the mentality of we can take this to the finals. But before I get focused on Crazy, I do want to take time to talk about Trick, because we've only seen them for 2 maps, and now this is their first BO3 series.
Yeah, I agree. We've only seen them for 2 maps, but the qualities they have displayed are very interesting.
Yes.
I'm talking about a team with a distinct game plan when they're going into no wasted rounds, and also the rounds where they have a man behind, 2 men behind. We've seen them win and turn around 3 versus 5, because even in these situations, it seems like they have a trick, no pun intended. They have something. They have that little smoke, the ID. Is it Hunden from the microphone, or any player are capable of doing it? You want to hope any player would do it on the lineup, but they can always come back. They have stolen rounds again and again against Furia and CR4ZY. So if you are Crazy right now and you take the advantage in the round, you have to remain focused, because they can steal it from you.
Absolutely, and what an impressive storyline once again between these Trick and Crazy. Both of these rosters coming in, they lost both of their superstars over the summer. Crazy lost Nexa, they lost Hunter. And on Trick side, they lost Borup. Borup joined Heroic, and Roy has now joined on the Trick side. So both of these teams have recovered very well over just the last couple of months, and now they find themselves here in the semifinals once again at this Open.
What's really cool too is when we look at the individuals of this team, we have to sing them praise. I mean, Acor, Bubsky, some of the highest rated players at the event, and sure, they've played only 2 maps, but like you've said now, Matsur, that's 2 maps versus Furia and Fours, one of which is waiting in the grand finals.
It's a small sample, but a very valid one. Let's put it this way. We take some distance, but it's worth a lot. And I think Acor is a great story. A man that used to be a rifle extremely impressive mechanically speaking, then switch over to the AWP, currently sitting at the top of the ranking. I mean, the stats for this event, he's been impressive. And then you have the new generation, the Boopski, the Shush player I didn't really know a year ago. Sure, Boopski had his trick with the Fraxters that was, I believe he was in. But then he's the next generation. I think he's very interesting. And also Hunden and Rouge. Roy, I mean, he said we should say Roy, right? Yeah. 26-year-old, yet first job really in a top team, or the highest possible. So it's a very interesting lineup and rosters, different generations, different histories. I kind of like it.
Yeah, it's a nice mix. But speaking of mixture, I mean, Crazy on the other side of the stage. This is a team like you said during the summer, Christine. They'd lost that firepower. Esperanto in a Fragbite interview just yesterday says, all of our firepower is almost gone. And we, as a desk, question two individuals in particular, that being Emmy and Letney, coach turned player, and just somebody who had always kind of been in the bottom rung of the ladder. But yesterday versus SJ, versus the opponent that they should have wiped the floor with, it was those two players, and Emmy in particular, just lighting up the scoreboard.
Exactly. I think you said it perfectly. This is kind of a mix. It's a mixture of players. Not only are they international, but the type of players that they are, their play styles within that server, it's all different. It's all across the board. And I think that sort of adversity makes these guys so strong, specifically when these players show up. And yes, you're right. Emmy absolutely showed up yesterday, specifically on that Dust2. He was entering, he was flanking, he was everything. He was everything. He was everywhere at the same time. And I mean, we mentioned it yesterday. Otto was 1-0-0. He only had to get the one kill halfway through that first map. So that just goes to show exactly how involved Emmy and Letney were on that Dust2 match.
There is something very snowbally and scary about Crazy, right? We have seen them at times in games take control and never let it go. Once you give them 1 or 2 or 3 rounds, they have the financial advantage. I don't know if that's Neelam, I don't know if it's Emmy's lead, or if it's just individuals the way they feel. But once they hold you, they will not let you go. They will accelerate the playstyle, they will not let you breathe, they'll fake you again and again, they'll keep it simple. If they see you're out of your breath, they're gonna keep coming at you. It's a very momentum-based team. When they struggle, they really do struggle. But if you let them run, if Trick allow them to have a good start, that becomes very dangerous.
Yeah, momentum's scary when it comes to the side of Trick. And I'd say that's one for Esperanto as well. He says the fragging power is gone, but I think that's one department that he is expected to now be stepping higher into.
Definitely so, and we spoke about it a little bit yesterday. He's got some more freedom to move now, some more room to breathe. I mean, I keep saying it, the M4A1, it's got the slower fire rate, the lower armor penetration, and most players that actually have the logic to use that weapon, they're using it because they're a positional-based player. They're a player that wants to buy that 1 extra second, leaving their opponent guessing where they're shooting them from, but not Esperanto. Esperanto uses that A1 to buy time to move forward and get multi-kill after multi-kill. His ability to have such a clean first kill allows him to always follow up with that second one. And with this A1, it's so difficult to do, but Esperanto, he makes it look easy in that server.
Yeah, a bit of a specialist when it comes to his weaponry. And we do have 2 other specialists. Different gun, however, the big green cannon in the hands of Otto and Acor. Acor currently being the highest rated player here at DreamHack Winter.
Absolutely. These will be, if you're at home, the 2 players you want to keep an eye on. They are at the top of their team, statistically speaking. Acor 147, best of the event. You have Otto 129. And they make pretty much everything. They can do everything. I've seen Otto entry frag, I've seen Acor clutch many different times. The only advantage I would give to the Dane in that situation is I believe he is integrated in a system that facilitates him more than Otton. I feel like Otton have to create the opportunity for himself. The playstyle of Crazy is a little bit more raw, a bit more easy, I want to say. Not in the disc, but it's not as elaborated, as complex as Tricked. And then if you're Acor, it feels like you can just aim because the playstyle is here, the move is here, you know what you gotta do, you just gotta clip them in the air, but he definitely does.
Yeah, well listen guys, we're getting closer to that game, closer to the start of the second semi-final, and before we get there, you know we've got to get your predictions. But I did it once this weekend, I'll do it a second time. I'm gonna begin the process, that's right. That's right, and I don't think I'm swaying any minds here. I think that the safe bet is Tricked. And I'm going to say Trick take this.
I was hoping you'd hit us with a but at the end. Like, no. Bet is Trick, but.
No.
Listen, I do believe Trick has it in the bag. They have impressed me, even though, as we said, the sample is quite small. What I have seen from them was really good. They won 1 game, controlling the pace completely, and they had that crazy comeback versus Furia. I like both, so I'm going to go with Trick.
Look, I think Crazy are fully capable of winning this entire tournament and winning this series. They certainly have the skill set to do so. We've seen how high their skill ceiling can be.
Waiting for the bet.
But
there it is. There it is.
But Tricked, man, they've got the map advantage here. They've got the strategical advantage, and I just really respect Hunden and his project. I'm going to go with Tricked.
And listen, it wouldn't be a prediction, guys, if we didn't leave Crazy out of it just for Neil after this one to come at us hot and red. So let's see what Twitch chat has to say, whether or not you guys are in our camp and you're not.
Wow.
They're
Big,
very-
heavy stack. They believe in the comeback, and I understand why.
Yeah.
You know, I'm going to go with Trick because we know it's the safer bet. We know it's, like you said, a well-integrated system. But Crazy, their system is chaos. It's bedlam. And it's Harry and Hugo. Ready for... No, excuse me, it's not. Not yet. I jumped the gun. Still Tom and Pimp.
Jacob is so sad. It's all right, Jacob. It's all good.
I've revealed my favorites.
I think that was the lowest point in my entire career right there.
Do you want to go over there and just like replace him at this point?
I don't want to be part of this anymore.
We've already changed host once this event. Why not have it a second time?
Tony, you're a bad host. You're a bad host.
All right, well, listen, I'll give it over to you guys and get out of here. I got some wounds to lick.
Bye-bye. Well, we got a nice game on our hands, and we don't have to listen to that jerk anymore. Crazy taking on Tricked. That's going to be interesting. I think the desk covered it pretty well when they said that Tricked is this well-integrated system. You know, they have a great foundation. They have everything they need in order to be a great Counter-Strike team. Going up against a team like Crazy, who we time and time again talk about being this team, we don't really know where we have them, right?
Yeah.
We know how good they can be. We know the individual skill set they have as players, you know, Esperanto ships. We can keep talking about that. But consistency is something I miss, you know. System, something to fall back on, is something I generally seem to miss in this Crazy camp. And to me, that's going to be the big question, whether the system of Tricked is going to be strong enough to deal with the craziness of Crazy.
Yeah, and the thing that worries me for Tricked, in fact, is that throughout this tournament, it seems that Crazy been getting better and better. The first day, they weren't good. They admitted it. We had the interview with Neil. He said, yeah, we had a bad game. It was not good enough. Then they knocked out Heroic, and I was like, wait, what? Where did that come from? That was a completely different matchup. And I feel like there's still possibilities for them to just throw a spanner in the works. Honestly, I think they can take this now. I'm going to go against the desk. Let's go. I'm going with Crazy. I know that you're probably going to go with normality. You don't like going with your heart, which is something I like to do, you know.
I'm at a 50-50, but as that duel checks out in the favor of Otto, chances of Crazy winning this series just got slightly higher here. Let's see if they can finish up this pistol round. Looks like they want to hit this B bomb side. It's going to be Shus all by himself in a somewhat decent position, but he's going to be forced out by the flash. He connects one bullet. That's a beautiful shot by Shus. He'll need another one in order to make sure the Trick can actually win this round. Not getting it, but the backup is coming in fast. Shus connects another one. Here we go, the pressure is being mounted, and Shus a third one together with Acor. Now it's all left up to Ships, and he's going to be pressured down by Acor as well. That was beautiful stuff by Trick. We talked about them, you know, having a great system, great integrated game plan, so to speak, but they also have individuals who can play Counter-Strike at a high level. Acor, top-rated player at the tournament so far. We talked about the evolution he's been through, now being an AWP player. He's doing very, very well for himself. Shus as well, showing he's good with the pistols. There's a lot of talent on this Trick lineup. It's not only about Crazy, but my God, if Trick is going to play at that level throughout this series on a map like Dust2, then the desk may be right. It's going to be all about Trick.
Yeah, I expect that from a Dane.
Wow. I was really trying not to. But here we go. You know what? If I had to put money where my mouth is, I'd say this is a 50-50 game. If I had to pick a winner, I'd go for Crazy, simply down to the fact that I think the skill ceiling on that team is higher. But, you know, I definitely reckon what the desk is saying, and it makes reason to say that Tricked and the Foundation and what they've been showing us so far in this tournament has by far been the best out of any of the teams. So it is very much a 50-50, but if I had to put money on it, I think I'm going to go where the odds are the best, and I think that's for Crazy. It's more unlikely they're going to win, but, you know, more money, more funny.
Well, that's the thing. Also, it's sort of like a lot of the time, like you look at the Heroic game, even if you're going with reason, Heroic win. But that's what Crazy defies a lot of the time. Like you look at the tournaments that they've managed to win throughout all of the rosters they've had, be it Imperial, going into Copenhagen games, beating a Heroic team that they'd never beaten before.
Sure.
Like, that's exactly what they do. That's what this team thrives upon. And, well, to be honest, I think they like the challenge. So going into this one, I don't see this round going their way. Just a few pistols invested, waiting for the next round. And at the moment, they've achieved nothing, but Ships will be able to take down Hunden at least. Keep coming out into middle. Nice shot from Ships again. So creating some cost, a couple of kills in these sort of rounds is all you're really hoping for. And not bad in the end, considering it looked so dominant at the start.
Not bad at all. You know, making the best out of a bad situation. Something we've been talking a lot about throughout this tournament. Now we get to see CR4ZY for the first time buying some guns. Now we've seen them play Dust2 twice in this tournament. One game against Godsend, sorry, where they lost 16-7. That was not pretty. And then yesterday against Heroic, where it looked like a complete different team. So again...
And the SJ game, but we can write that one off because it was an absolute spanking.
Exactly. So it is, you know, a case where you don't really know what you're going to get from CR4ZY, right?
Yeah.
You don't know what they're going to show up with. If it's the CR4ZY that we saw against Heroic, well, CR4ZY is going to win this match. But if it's the CR4ZY we saw against Godsend, I don't think that's going to be enough. So we'll have to see. We'll have to wait and see. This round, though, it's being brought some utility. Roy gets letting down to 11 HP. That's a good start for Trick. Again, not a lot of map territory has been covered. Roy do get taken down by Otto, but a quick refight coming in from Acor. And still, you know, Trick can be happy with the beginning of this round. Putting on a lot of pressure towards this catwalk area. They're not really crazy, just walk around, do whatever they want to. Making sure to use the utility flash for each other. Now, CR4ZY seems to be thinking that, all right, if you want to fight catwalk that much, we're just going to take long from you.
Yeah, and especially with the limitations when it comes to rifles and utility. Well, you can say that for both sides.
In this situation right here, you can see there's not a single smoke on the side of CR4ZY, and they're about to walk up long, and they have to cross over CT spawn. At this point, I'm willing to say that's not going to work out at all. You know, it's such a tough position to be in, and I think they may realize that as well.
The one thing is that there isn't a rifle actually to hold the cross, which could make it a little bit easier. Like an MP9 trying to spray across at them might give them actually opportunities, but they have to get rid of the players on the site first. That's a bigger problem. Acor still just going to be lurking back. They are taking those fights into middle. Hunden is going to be able to get one and actually drop the bomb. There's only 18 seconds left. They have to get moving. They have to kill this man on the site, but that's exactly what they'll do. Shush gives it his best effort, and they have to cross now. The bomb needs to go. And eventually it just about gets away, but that's what I mean. The problem was that you are right. If they have an AWP, if they have a rifle holding that cross, they win that every single time. But the one benefit that you have going into this third round when you're the T side versus the CTs is most of the time they're going to have SMGs.
Exactly. You just saw the implications of Bobsky having that at max 7. He was standing down there trying to fight them with a USP because that was his only option. Had he had an M4, he potentially could have killed the bomb, and that could have been round over.
I'd say would have. Like he gets...
Would have, yeah.
What, Ships is on 16 HP after USP shots? Like, you're certain that he's pretty much going down there, so...
It's true, it's true. Good to see CR4ZY fighting back, though. Making sure that we keep it nice, close and tight here in the beginning. 2-1 for Trick. Not a disaster by any means. It was a bonus round regardless. They kept the max 7, they kept the MP9, so they should still have a decent amount of money to be investing into this round if they want to. Could be a case of them also saving. Making sure they got everything they need for the following round. Interesting to see how they're gonna manage the economy in this game. You know, when you're playing a team like CR4ZY and you are a team like Trick, I will say that I will always try to play into my own strength. Trick know that when they have full utility, when they have all the guns they need, that's when their team functions the best. So if they're compromising that too much throughout a series like this, where they force up a little bit too much, maybe mistreat their economy just a little bit too much, it could be a case where CR4ZY is being left inside this game, and I don't think that's going to be the right move for Trick now. Coming in after this pause, it's going to be interesting to see what they did decide to go with. They could force up with SMGs, FAMASs, and all that kind of stuff, and it seems to be the case here as well. 2 FAMASs, an SMG, the SG, and then Acor on a pistol. It's not a strong buy, to be honest, but here we go. Hunden with some aggressiveness coming in from lower dark. Has an SMG now. Doesn't seem like CR4ZY wants to contest that. And I like that. There's no need to force the issue. Acor pushing in, and at the very least, Trick gains some map control right here. They make sure that B is not an option right now for this CR4ZY side. Whereas they have taken long already, so it's not like they really missed that map control anyway.
Yeah, I like that CR4ZY actually take the tag pause so early. Like, it seems almost a little bit ridiculous, but considering, for me at least, their T side is the most important side for them. Like, if they have a good T side, I think they'll probably take this, but we've seen that their CT side's been lackluster. Important kill already. The flashbang is perfect. Catches out one player, and Roy can just fall away. Even gets another as he looks to push back. There's still another player on the site as well in the form of Bubsky, and he's got the SG, so if anything, I'd favor him in this duel versus Esperanto, and it doesn't even look like a duel. SB goes down with no damage done. Ship left in a, 1v3, but Bubsky, that saved weapon, clinical.
Just fell apart right there from the CR4ZY side. They're actually in a good position to deal with that, but as said, perfect team flash coming in against them. Trick. You saw them in the first buy round. They kept flashing for each other on catwalk. This time around, they kept flashing for each other on long. And, you know, people may get bored when we say, yeah, they have a great foundation. Yeah, they have great team play. Those 2 rounds are perfect examples of how they approach the game. Constantly flashing for each other, constantly setting each other up. It's not about the individual making space for himself. No, it's about a teammate making sure that a set individual gets the space in order to perform. So if you are a Counter-Strike nerd like we are, then, you know, looking at some Trick demos and realizing, you know, how much you can do for each other like that may not be a bad thing. Esperanza, though, do Roy dirty, takes him down. And we have a 5 versus 4. It's all about Esperanza, though. It has to be him opening up this bomb site towards A if that's where they want to go. He's the only one who has an AK. It's a Superman buy, as we call it. One guy with an AK-47, he has to be the guy who does the dirty job. So far, so good. And here we go. The run boost comes over, and they're going to go for this one. The question is Hunting the guy you want in an aim doomer like this from long? I'm not sure that's the case. Aker, though, getting 2 nice kills. It definitely takes him down, though. It's a 3 versus 3 now. Round is still definitely open. Bomb hasn't gone down yet. And Hunting has been pressured back now. Backup comes in from CT spawn. Could explode now.
Yeah, obviously such a strong position. Peeks out for the second as well. It is going to be Letney to still pick off another. Even in just the context of this round, it's not bad, but they can't do anything from this position. Huntington's there, survives long enough to get the final frag.
Yeah, and I love that play, right? Because as I said, you know, Hunting in that position, if he's facing 4 guys with a deagle from that distance with an AK-47, surely he can get 1, maybe 2 kills, but that'll be it. It's much, much better that he stays alive. He throws that Molotov towards the bomb side so they can plant towards catwalk. And then he comes in and he basically plays as a teammate in that situation, right? A lot of players would have went for the duels. Potentially would have gotten a few kills, potentially would have died with no kills. That's the difference maker right there. Once again, he's showing why he's such a smart player. As said, maybe not the best mechanical gifted player, but definitely one of the smartest players within this game.
Ship's given the AWP just based off the spawn. He is going to be able to get that opener. Goes back for more, though, and he gets caught because of it. The flashbang is great again, but you have to feel that's one of those moments where he could have just taken that and run.
Surely he could. Crazy putting unnecessary pressure on himself. Bobsky trying to fight with a nade. Not going to happen. They're going to go fast towards this A bomb side. Roy again in a prime position. He gets taken down by Letney, though. Beautiful shot. Now it's up to Aker and Bobsky if they can stop this push. Doesn't seem like the case. Aker falls back. Bobsky decides to go up by himself, and there we go. It falls apart from Trick. A little bit disjointed. Couldn't really figure out whether they wanted to wait, do the retake, or wanted to fight straight away. Became a middle thing, and that's what you never want to do on a map like Dust2. You want to make a decisive decision. Either you go for it, or you fall back and you try to retake. Made them look a little bit silly here, but not a bad start by any means from Trick. Up 4-2 here. The economy, though, is bleeding a little bit on the Trick side. They're going to struggle to buy into the next round. Unless Shus can save this one, then it should be possible. He can definitely drop a gun. Keeps the SG himself. Aker will have a decent amount of money, but there'll be 3 players who will have to be creative with the founds if they want to buy into the next round. Whereas for Crazy, very important to survive 4 guys here. That's going to build up some economy, potentially build up some momentum. Could they steal the next round as well? And that's when we'll have a game on our hands.
What do you think Trick do here, though, like investment-wise? Because you got minimal loss bonus.
I would 100% save. I would make sure the next round is going to be the round they get back into the game. Okay. Doesn't matter whether Crazy gets to 3 rounds. You already put up a decent lead, 4-2. I think that's fine. 4-3 would be fine as well. I mean, if you're Trick, you're hoping to get away with 6, 7, maybe even 8 CT rounds. That'll be a very good half.
They didn't listen to you again, Pimp. I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, maybe they need a new coach.
We'll see, you know. You've been wrong before, and we've seen a few crazy rounds.
Yeah.
Go back the other way, and...
Didn't start out the way they wanted to. Aker down to 13 HP with a scout. It's going to keep challenging middle here, but that was very dangerous. It could have been taken down through the wall. Managed to survive and get away. Ship takes some damage. Up a dark area, but once again, Crazy gain a lot of map control. Not really being contested anywhere on the map. And as you can see in the defense right now from Trick, it's being spread out a little bit. A guy isolated along, a guy in the middle of long, trying to act as a backup player, and then a guy on the B bomb side and a guy down middle by himself. It's a little bit spread out, so to speak.
Well, yeah, this seems obviously like a heavy gamble coming out from Trick, considering that
we see it now.
This hasn't been any B play so far from Crazy. It's understandable. They're just going to try and stack up on the position that's been successful for Crazy. And with 2 players out towards long, the only worry is if these players go down quickly on the actual site, I don't know if they'll be able to do too much. The Goose position needs to be checked. It will be, but it's Bubsky to get 2 kills. Another high-impact play coming out from him. It's the trade-out eventually. A lot of damage done, and again, though, that comes falling back for Crazy. Roy and Shush, the only ones left, and Shush is a little bit out of the action. He needs to get past the player in mid, and he does that well. A chance for Roy as well. Peeking in, it's the headshot with the dig, and now it's all on Teleni. He's jumped down, and he's caught by Shush. Tricked are going to steal that round away. Backwards and forwards a brawl once again. Yeah. They've already got 5.
And they justify buying up again, and I like the fact that they're gambling towards this A-bomb side again, once again. You know, I don't know if it's Hunton or somebody else in that team, but whoever it was made the right call. Let's gamble towards this A-bomb side. Bubsky again, high impact in the Goose position, getting the 2 first kills, and that was enough for them to close out the round. And it's great to see. I mean, again, I'm not going to say that I'm a fan of Trick buying up in this round. I still think they should have saved. But when you are buying up and you are gambling, then you may as well go all the way in, go all in, and that's exactly what they did. They read the situation perfectly fine, placed 4-man towards A-bomb side, got away with a round, and now Crazy again finding themselves in the back heel. They had money to buy up, so it's another buy round for both teams, but the rounds are starting to slip away. It's 5-2 for Trick. It's a very strong start by the Danes. Some clear, like some very clear rounds as well. You know, some good reads coming out of Hunton. It's basically the start you want to if you're a Danish Counter-Strike fan right now.
Yeah, especially, as said, the better side for Crazy so far has definitely been their T side. They struggled on their CT side versus Heroic. They struggled in the same way versus Godsend, which they actually lost in the end. So considering this and considering the next map is Vertigo, they got smashed on that. So sure, it's a different day, it's a different time, and it seems like a different team, but they need this first map.
They sure do. That nade, that's going to hurt a little bit. Esperanza taken down to 65 HP.
Oh, hey, cool.
Yeah, well, that hurt too. Now, for the first time, we're going to see a B execute come in here, and that's going to be all 5 players from Crazy just brute forcing their way into this bomb site. It's only Shush defending it right now. He has backup from his teammates watching middle. He needs at least 2 kills here. Gets the first one, stays alive. That's very important. Question is, it's going to be enough. Gets the second one as well. Trade back and forth, and at this point, that's a clear win for Crazy. 3 versus 3. You got control over the B bomb site. You have 2 smokes still to smoke off the window, smoke off the door. Again, I've said it before, crossing my fingers, Caster's curse, but there should be no way the Trick is allowed back inside this round. Yeah, not with utility.
They've got 1 flash. Like, to get back in is going to be so difficult. Maybe if Otto misses this shot, but as we've already said, he doesn't really miss those. Roy gets quite far, though, and he's found 2 kills in a matter of seconds. They've got an opportunity. Acor hits the neck.
What?
That is a fantastic retake from the remaining 2 players. I don't know how 1 flash did that much.
Did he just ran in the window and the guy on bomb side didn't realize that he was in?
I think the flash got him.
Yeah, well, yeah. Now I speak as you know, sorry to say this, may sound a little bit cheesy, but I speak as an ex-professional. There's no way you should be blinded in that position. Yeah, maybe he was blinded. I don't know. He was looking up towards the sky instead of looking into what's the wall, which is what you should do, so you don't get blinded. That seemed very weird that he was allowed to run in and get 2 kills. I'd be kind of pissed if I were on the Crazy side right here, but fact of the matter is, against Trick, they pull off what shouldn't be happening and put themselves up 6-2. They're really doing good for themselves right now, whereas for Crazy, that's seems like the Crazy we saw on day 1 here in Dust2 against Godsend. It wasn't pretty. They ended up losing that one 16-7.
Well, yeah, I was about to say, if their previous form on Dust2 is anything to go by, they need at least 9 rounds on the T side.
At the very least, yeah.
Because, as I said, they were, what, did they get 11-4 versus Heroic? And they almost let that slip. That came all the way back. Was it 13-13? And then they closed it?
I believe so.
So, unless they're just going to be playing like they did on the last 3 rounds of the CT side, then it really is a big issue for them. So, they're starting to get a bit worried as Tricked. They're looking strong.
They're looking very strong. Once again, you see them taking map control, and look at that. What is it? 4 seconds, 4 kills? Easy peasy. Bubsky with a double kill with the AWP, showing that he has some potential with that gun as well. And there we go, round over. There's nothing Ships can do. He's being left all up to himself. And once again, I was about to compliment Trick. They are really being proactive in the way they're playing Counter-Strike right now. You saw again catwalk control. They're being pushed up. Bubsky down in the middle with the AWP, and they're just trying to make a sandwich out of this mid area. Crazy needs to change up the pace. They need to take long control, and they need to make sure the Trick aren't allowed to put so much focus on towards catwalk and on towards middle. It's simply too easy right now. No pressure is being mounted towards long, and that's a problem.
Yeah, I think they've only challenged it once, and Ships did get a kill. It was with the AWP, but he then got traded instantly, so...
It's starting to become a big problem right here. If this goes up 8-2, then, as you said, you know, judging by recent form on Dust2, Crazy haven't been able to pull off a strong CT side, so they need to get some rounds on the board now. Whereas for Trick, I wouldn't be surprised if their T side is just as strong as the CT side. It's been looking so good for them right now. Bubsky with a lot of impact. Roy as well, sitting at 108 ADR. Seems like every single player from the Danish squad turned up to play today. Love to see it. Again, if you're a Dane and you like Trick.
You don't have to be a Dane to like Trick.
It's true.
I like Trick.
Yeah, you do?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good for you.
Well, here we go. Just a few pistols in this round. Again, it's looking like a split towards this B site. Did fail miserably in the last round, but there is an opening on that B site at the moment. There's currently nobody there. The rotation from Bubsky will be there in time. Lots of damage done onto the players in middle, and through the smoke, the remainder of this side are going to go. Luckily for the CT side, they've already bolstered their defense. Just don't go down, and actually Ships has a chance at a bomb plant now. Just has to make the cross, and hey, that's something. He's actually going to try and win this. Peek out. Nobody facing in that direction. This is smart from Trick. They're just waiting for him to make some sort of play, knowing that he's going to try and get aggressive. And he wins that, or they win that very easily.
That second kill from Bubsky coming in towards that B bomb side, that is so important. Instead of it being a 3 versus 2 with 2 guns, it becomes a 1 versus 3 with no chance for Ships to win whatsoever. He's having so much impact right now, and we did touch upon him a little bit. First time we casted Trick. That's a guy that could go places. I'm not saying that Trick is not good enough for him, but I'm saying that if he keeps up this level that he's playing right now, he could be one of the guys going to a bigger team. Now we see the long pressure coming out, and there we go. Esperanto with a double opening kill, and it works. Maybe they are listening to what I'm saying anyway. Here we are, 4 versus 3. First time in this half that you can say that Crazy have had a big opportunity to put a round on the board.
Maybe they're on a bit of a delay. That's what
Maybe that it is, yeah.
You've got to say it an extra few rounds early, and then they'll do it exactly when you want.
I mean, if I were them, I would listen to me, but that's easy to say, obviously. That's how it goes. You got to believe in yourself, Tom. It's called confidence. Very important in Counter-Strike. Yeah, guy who has confidence, that's Bubsky. He's probably going to peek in window here, and he's going to get away with a kill almost. Not connecting the shot. And
that should be it.
Yeah, you know what? I'm done saying that, because every time I do say that, it's not it, but Ships. That should be it. There we go. Acom missing a shot as well. All of a sudden, Trick looks to be humans again. Not immortals by any means. Crazy getting the most out of that long pusher. Beautiful double entry by Esperanto, not faced by the fact that he's standing in a Molotov. He knew he was going to die. Yeah, no, but he knew he was going to die, so he may as well, you know, take 2 guys down with him. A great round for Crazy, but again, as you said, they'd have to win out from now on. They'd have to get 6, 7.
Well, that seems to be some of the ways, especially if you watch them play a map like Train. That was actually how they closed it out yesterday. It was him just running into a site and just headshotting 2 people. And unfortunately for them in this map so far, that has not been something reliable. He has 5 kills, 2 of them were in the last round. Now, granted, that is the first time I think he probably had the right spawn to get into that position, but as said, is that something they can realistically recreate? Probably not.
It depends whether Esperanto wants to recreate it or not. As said, I think he's the most skilled player on the server. I think he's the guy with the biggest potential to take over the game and just finish it all by himself. But we haven't really seen that, you know, that Esperanto, that version of Esperanto as of lately. It's been okay, but it's not been a player where you think to yourself, all right, he's going to be a superstar one day. We've seen that before, but we'll have to see that again. If Crazy want to book a place into the semifinal. More aggression coming in from Trick again. Tag teaming up, 2 guys pushing in. Bubsky with another important kill. This is beautiful from Trick right now. They're playing some solid Counter-Strike. Acor, though, being caught off guard. That's a bit of a shame here as they give up the A bomb side. Hunton takes down Emmy. That's such an important kill as well. He keeps control over long. Make sure that they have to stay on the bomb side or they have to go fight catwalk. They cannot use long anymore. That's a very uncomfortable position for Crazy to be in. As a few flashes, being in the open like this, it's gonna end the journey.
Yeah, locked into the site. They're actually going to try and peek into long. Otto needs to hit the shot and he doesn't. Shush will connect. And now the remaining two are in no man's land, out in the open for the CT side to face against. They do spray down two. Esperanto, however, can't turn around quick enough, and it's Bubsky to start and finish the round. Another onto the board for them. No kit available, but he still has the time.
Yeah, it's okay. No need to rush it. Just take your time, defuse the bomb. Put the 9th round on the board and smile about it. This is a very great half by Trick. I gotta say, I'm very impressed with the way they're approaching the game right now. They're being so proactive towards catwalk, towards dark, towards long, all over the map. Bubsky with the AWP in middle as well. Not making a single mistake as of yet. Only allowing Crazy to claim 3 rounds so far in this half. That's so good. Good Trick. Now Esperanto going out long again. See if he can replicate the success he had before. And there we go. Hunton goes down. Seems to be the way in.
Although that seems to happen more often than not.
Jeez.
Roy has been very good at trading frags, and Acor is going to match up the same, this time not being caught out by Letny. Bubsky, let's be a little bit careful here, but he's not going to overface. Wants to make sure that the man advantage is kept. Got a smoke available as well, just to keep that control. And Demi and Otto need to do something pretty damn impressive to get back into this one, and we've not really seen any of these rounds given away by Trick.
Let me put it this way, if Trick continues on this level, as they're displaying right now, there's not a single chance anyone is going to beat them at this tournament. Question is, if they can keep it up now. Emmy got a nice kill, but that's going to be it. Just coming in with the flank. They're all over the place right now. If I'm Crazy, I'm thinking to myself, what on earth are we supposed to do? I mean, the few times we did win out long, we got the opening kill, but maybe the problem is they're not committing to it. Instead of just sending Esperanto out by himself, commit 3 or 4 guys out to long. Go for a long rush, just, plain and simple, as you're doing matchmaking sometimes. Counter-Strike can be complicated, but when you overcomplicate it, sometimes bites you in the ass. Seems to be the case here for Crazy as well. And there we go. More impact coming in from Bubsky. A lot of opening duels, a lot of very important kills late in the rounds as well. This guy's all over the place, and he's doing it with an AWP as well. He's a rifler. He's not supposed to be an out player, but I guess he does it all. Must be nice.
Well, it's a good sign of a star player within your team if he's able to do everything.
He reminds me a lot of he reminds me of myself a lot, actually, is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, no?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, at least I tried. Look at that, I could have done that.
Already, this is looking like another bleak scenario for Crazy. They have just 2 players left to try and fight back. It's probably the 2 you'd want, but that doesn't really sell it too much. They've not been able to show that star power just yet. There's been 1 or 2 rounds. Ships has been chugging along with 11 kills, but they need more than that. Hunden, he's got to be careful. He's making quite a bit of noise, and Ships just lurking. He has the bomb. If he can get that single kill, then he has the plant. They have an after-plant position, and also Esperanto just slowly making his way up to short can keep that control, but it all relies on getting rid of Hunden.
Yeah, this is where you want Esperanto to take Hunden's attention. Now Ships is all the way up. That timing is so unfortunate. Hunden gets the kill. Esperanto left by himself, and there we go. Aim duel between Hunden and Esperanto. Guess who's going to win that one?
Well, so far it's going to be Hunden.
Exactly. And there we
He's even
go.
going to take his head off at the end. Out-fragging him once again. That seems to be one of the other trends that we've seen, is Esperanto getting out-fragged by in-game leaders.
Yeah, well,
it was Crystal in the first match that they played.
I think the desk mentioned it, that Esperanto in some interview has said that the fracking power, the fracking ability has kind of gone missing. And that's not the case, If you've been as good as you have been, being Esperanto, been one of the best fraggers in FPL, been one of the best fraggers, on this tier 2 level, then it just doesn't go away. Maybe you lost confidence, but that's a different thing. There we go. Doesn't seem like a guy who lacks confidence when he's running out long and getting another opening duel. Now they have to convert this one into a round win. Cannot allow Trick to get to 12. it would be too much for them to handle.
Well, already they're going to have the best CT side
Yeah.
Dust2 we've seen from them by a long, long margin. A pistol round is almost a necessity.
Look at that, again, re-aggressing towards long. This time around, it's all by himself, Aker though. Moving away from the system. No trade back potential, there we go. Otto puts down Bubsky as well.
Really wanted that AWP, however. Esperanto tagged fairly low. I still think this is a possibility. All right, trying to hold on. He's actually managed a second as well, and Esperanto already tagged. The bomb still dropped, but it's this player. He actually gets the headshot as well, but it isn't quite going to be enough. 4 kills for Roy. Can't win them the round, but they have won the half convincingly. There's a second one to come, and we'll be back after the break. An utterly dominant CT side, only finishing with Crazy on 4 rounds on a side of a map where that's been their better side of Dust2. It's pretty easy to say they almost threw away a match on the CT side versus Heroic. Now they have to make this their better side. They don't have a choice.
Simply don't have a choice now. Trick, they're gonna give it to him straight away, rushing in towards the B bomb side. Chips is gonna be overwhelmed a little bit. Getting 1 kill though is not gonna be enough. Letney goes down to Shus. Hunting in a good position here to get another one. Can't quite connect it. Bit of a missed opportunity, but still 3 against 3. This retake, this duel is gonna be important. Shus gets the first one, can connect the second one, he cannot. Still 2 versus 2. Round that is very much in the open. No utility, it's gonna be all about the aim. Between Otto and Aker here. Whoever wins this duel is gonna have a good chance of winning this round. He's gonna poke and peek and he's gonna get him down. Roy takes him down and Aker finishes it up, and there we go. You said it yourself. If Crazy want to fight back into this game, they need that pistol round. They need to force up now and they need to put a stop to this dominant performance from Trick. And they gotta do it now. They can't wait no longer because their CT side are not strong enough to mount up 11, 12 rounds. I don't believe it.
Yeah, and going into Vertigo, a map where earlier in the tournament they really struggled, and I think even in the interviews they were saying that it just wasn't a performance they were happy with. This really is scary for them now moving forward, as Trick are looking unstoppable, and Crazy don't even look like they've turned up yet.
Not at all. I like the fact that Trick are being very proactive with this timeout as well. You know, taking it, making sure that they are completely in sync for what they want to do in this round, that they know if they win this one, that could be game over. This round is going to be worth 2. What I mean by that is that if Trick wins this one and Crazy decide to force up, which they have done, then there's going to be no money on the side of Crazy for the next one, which means Trick could go up 14-4. So this round is highly important. Is there a chance of a comeback? And no, Ships goes down to 28 HP from the beginning of the round. Roy has had one hell of a game so far, especially with the SG. When he got that pick one up on the CT side, he was on a terror with it.
Well, especially considering we've been talking about Bubsky the whole time, and he currently has 3 more kills than him.
And there we go.
Just been chugging along, 20 kills to his name already, and
138 ADR. I don't know if people know that, but in a professional game like this, on a map like Dust2, this many rounds into the game, that's insane.
That's about 4 times what you would get on average, right?
That's about you shutting up now.
Here we go. Shush making his way through middle, be met by Letney. Oh, already we see the majority of players going down. Esperanto, he gets 1, but I don't think that's going to do anything.
Nah, it's not going to be enough. Shush running around with the Mac-10. See if he can farm some more money, get some more stats. Same goes on for Hunting. Another SMG, and there we go. In-game lead of Trick have been playing a fine game himself. Fine calls. He was the one, you know, initiating the good start of Trick by making that stack in the beginning of the round where Trick took charge over the game, and Rory once again showing why he's so efficient with that SG. He's been having one hell of a game, as you said, currently top fragging on the server.
Well, he's the one player within this team, actually, that up until I saw him in Tricked, I really didn't know much about him.
Yeah.
Like, every other player, like, I'd seen them in different teams, like, different opportunities that come out. I think Shush is fairly similar in that regard, but like the others, obviously we know Hund and Bubsky and Aker are playing in multiple different rosters, but they've come into this Trick team and they've looked fantastic.
Sure has, and it's been a great journey so far for these boys. About to change organization as well. It was announced a few days ago that the Trick have sold the lineup to someone new we don't know, at least not officially. So it's going to be interesting to see where they're going to land in the future. Cashing in the paychecks, but with the play they're showing right now, I think it's only deserved if they move up a rank in terms of representing something bigger, because they're playing Counter-Strike at a high level right now. They're manhandling Crazy, like was it nothing. Deserves some credit.
The way things are going at the moment, they might be joining Team YP, because this is absolute destruction.
Yeah, Tom. Sure you'd know about that.
Oh, I'm not going to say what it stands for. Here we go. Hunden once again looking to make some extra money, even gets himself a second. And Letney and Emmy with USPs, just hoping to cause some damage. But at this point of the match, it's so minimal to their opposition. Like, even if you hurt their economy, they have another 10 chances before you equalize, not even before you win.
It's a little bit hard to get too excited about it, yeah. We do find ourselves in a position where we have 2 teams on the server. One decided to play Counter-Strike. The other one, yeah, don't really know what. Yeah, I guess. Combination of Fortnite.
Just
Dance, maybe. Yeah, Just Dance. Yeah, hasn't really been Counter-Strike. That's what I can say. It's a little bit of a shame, because we do know, as said, you know, how good they can be, but it's been back and forth for Crazy at this tournament as of lately. You know, it's not been the consistent rise of a team that's getting better and better gradually from event to event. It seems like it's been stagnating a little bit from Crazy, maybe even getting a little bit worse. And obviously that's never what you want to see in your own team. You want to see that progress being made every single time you practice, every single time you turn up to a tournament. And truth to be told, it's been going the different direction here for Crazy once again. Letney being hit through the doors, down to 25 HP. Nothing seems to go their way, as Trick just keeps on pounding every single round.
And even going into this round, what could be their only buy on the CT side, it doesn't even have utility, really. They've already down to just 4 grenades, and there's only 30 seconds gone. Letney has a job to do. He does hit the shot. He gives Chips an opportunity, picks up that SG. We know how good he could be with it. But even still, it's just trades. It looked like that was going to be so much more. But in the meantime, Acor and Hunden both find kills. And now it's a tough decision for Crazy. Do they try and fight this back, at least give them an extra lifeline, or are they just going to go all the way for a flawless match?
They have to. They have to fight back, especially with that kill. Bubsky going down. Hunting with another smoke. He's down to 12 HP. This is definitely doable with the Crazy squad. Acor taking down Imi, though. He's going to be smoked off, though. That's going to be a little bit of an uncomfortable position for him to be in, but Hunting doesn't matter. 12 HP takes down Otto, and there we go. Another round goes in the way of Tricked, and I'm not going to call GG before it's GG, but GG.
Oh, even just look at the reaction of Neil. I think
yes,
it says it all.
Yeah, there's nothing you can do about it. They've been completely, you know, manhandled by the squad of Tricked from pretty much round 6 in this game. There's been no doubt who were the stronger and the better team.
Yeah, they've only managed single rounds. Round 3, round 6, round 11, round 15. No streaks whatsoever. It's very difficult to win a game like that.
Sure is. It's been pure dominance from Trick. They look to finish it out here. Again, grouping up together. They always stay at the very least 4 players together. This time around, it's going to be all 5 of them hitting this A bomb side. Esperanto is ready and raiding. Otto as well. It's going to be a good nade, I think. Doing some damage here. Oh, but it's going to be enough. 2 FAMASes to stop this push. Otto needs to win this first duel. Can't quite make it. Only gets 1 kill, and there we go. Esperanto is being caught out in the middle. They'll have to get at least 1 more here, and there we go. Finds the timing to peek up. Has a FAMAS in his hand still.
Oh, Hunter's is going to be caught as he looks to try and peek back in. Emmy will retrieve the rifle, and Acor already low. The one thing they do have is time, and I think that Bubsky's just going to be waiting, maybe to catch the player from behind. The smoke goes down. He's got to be careful about this timing. Ships actually with an XM. This is the only way he could really win this duel, is get right up in the face of Bubsky, and that's going to be an easy one for him. Acor so desperately low, there's no way he wins that round, so Crazy at least live to fight another day. They'll be able to save some weaponry as well, 2 AKs and an AWP, and if there's going to be any way that they turn this back, that was a way to do it. Like, get yourself some decent weaponry, give yourself a better buy, and actually do a fair amount of damage to Trick's economy as well.
Good hold by Crazy. Esperanto stayed alive for a long time. Backup came in time. Chips was a little bit lucky with that timing. And the auto shotgun would have worked out just fine. Finally, they put a round on the board. Question is, can they mount a comeback? It's going to be 11 rounds in a row on the CT side. Tricked again, once again, putting pace into this game. It's going to be a fast B split. Chips gets the first kill, though. Uses his utility well.
How on earth does he survive? 2 kills, that's surprising considering the situation. He literally got Goomba stomped as they walked into the site. Bubsky, he knows he needs to try and make a play here. Going back through, Acor just hiding within the smoke, needs a kill with this Deagle, and instead, it's all up to Bubsky. Finally, they found out his position. Tries to drop a nade roughly near the bomb, but not quite going to do enough damage, and they should just be watching the window. Emmy decapitates him, and that's another round on the board. Again, it comes close. Again, there seemed like moments where it could have been stolen away, but it's still Crazy coming out on top.
I like the game plan from Trick, though, in the sense that they want to finish off this game fast. Now you tried it, you've done it a few times, you put on the pace, did some fast strats. Now you want to chill down. You want to make sure you play.
How does he get 2? I think that's the thing. It is done if he doesn't get 2 kills there.
That'll be it.
But I don't understand how the player above doesn't kill him.
That'll be it now. But if you're Trick, you're going to slow down now. You have plenty of rounds to play with. You're going to run a few defaults, maybe take long control, see if that's going to give you anything. No need to force the issue more than necessary. It's fine that you try it when you're up 15 to 4, right? It's okay. It's excusable, but at this point moving forward, I want to make sure you don't allow Crazy back inside the game. We know how good they can be. I said it over and over again. This guy on your screen right here, he's starting to warm up a little bit with the off. Beautiful shots. There we go, hitting another one. 4 kills for Ships. I know it's on a cheap background against pistols, but that was beautiful Counter-Strike. It's played by the Crazy player. Shush goes down to Letney as well. And again, 15-7, it's a big lead, but you don't want to make it 15-9, 15-10. You don't want to make Crazy believe that they can actually make this comeback. You want to finish up this game rather sooner than later.
And more importantly, that's not the sort of player that you want to give confidence. Like,
no.
Ships on Dust2, I would even say I expect more from him from Esperanto.
Okay.
I think he's a better Dust2 player. Like, overall, SP takes it, but I think that Ships is a really good player on this map. That is disgusting, though. Quick push out. It's left onto Otto, and he misses a shot. That's not something we see from him often. And at the worst possible time, Letney now with everything to do. He only manages 1 kill, and if Ships was going to be that star player, this would be the most incredible way to do it. But let's go over to Negative Nelly over here, and what do you think?
Well, this game is over, so let's see how he's gonna die. Could be in a cool way. Has 4 guys ahead of him. The bomb has just been planted by Trick. He's gonna go through the smoke. He's gonna try to do a hero play, and there we go. Acor puts him down. Another convincing win by Trick. We haven't seen them lose a map so far in this tournament. We haven't really seen them break a sweat so far in this tournament, dare I say it. Some stellar Counter-Strike coming out from the Danes. Crazy, on the other hand, again, a little bit lackluster. It feels like that was the Crazy we saw on day 1.
Yeah.
Playing Guardian on Dust2 is not going to be enough if you want to beat a team like Trick right now. They need to step it up.
Yeah, I was just surprised by how poor their T side was. Like, they have been so fantastic, at least at the T side of this map all the way through. They start on that side, I'm like, okay, that's a good sign. Esperanto, he was able to get picks out long, but they just never really did anything with it. And from that point being so far down, I don't think either of us really believed they were going to do on the CT side.
No, and that's a problem moving into the second map. It's going to be Vertigo. It's a map that Trick picked into this series. We know that they like it, they're good at it, so it's going to be an uphill battle for Crazy now.
Yeah, and well, that is it for map 1. A dominant performance. We'll see if there's more of the same from Trick as we go into Vertigo after the break.